Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson 777A here. So, Happy New Year. I want to do a toast. I thank every one of my subscribers and members for a fabulous, what's it been? It's been about 2 years now. We have been doing very well. I can't say we haven't made any mistakes, but they've been little mistakes. You aim small, you hit small, right? I've heard that before in like shooting weapons. So I hope that we have another wonderful year. It looks like we're on track, and this video is to answer a few questions that I've seen over the last couple days of what we think is going to happen, but also why are we doing what we're doing. I've got some little show put together just to kind of break the ice for this year. Got all weekend to keep continuing doing my analysis. But anyways, this is to you guys. This is to all my wonderful supporters, and I thank you. So let's have a sip. This is Argentinian wine, by the way. It's called Malbec. It's a red, very dry. I love it. It's about the healthiest wine you can drink. And I've actually joined a wine club where I'm getting a lot of these rarest, very Argentinian wines. I've been buying, this is Sam's Club stuff, by the way. I forget what, $6 or $7 a bottle. And it's plenty good for me, but I'm stepping up a little bit, and we'll see what these other ones, whether they're significantly better or not. But I've been drinking a lot of the Argentinian wines, and let me tell you something. Everybody forgets about fermentation. We used to, in our lives years ago, go back 50, 60, even 100 years ago, fermentation was a part of our everyday life. Sauerkraut's another fermentation type thing, but fermentation was a way of preservation. But it also gives you the things that your body craves for helping you digest things. And I'm going to tell you, since I've been, drinking a little bit of wine, and I mean, I'm not a big alcohol drinker, but I drink one of these like every other night, and it'd be a small amount like this. What a difference it's made in my digestive tract. So something for you to remember. And even in the Bible, I think it was Paul talked to Timothy. Timothy was having trouble with digestion, and he said, drink a little wine. It helps the stomach. You can correct me if you want. This is just off the top of my head, but I've always remembered that. And I've just never had it in the house, especially with kids and everything, and just never had the habit. But I'm not a hard liquor person, never have. Occasional margarita is good for me, but I'd prefer wine just for the health benefits. And I'll probably be talking a little bit about this over the years coming up, because I think it's important for you to learn from somebody who's got a little bit of this gray hair, things that I've learned, and I like to pass it on. So let's get on with the show. Okay, so let's go through the mailbag. Anyways, I trust the tangible assets of silver and gold. This is AGAU man. Gold is what governments get to provide currency protection. I agree with you that cryptocurrencies are pure speculation. Do you believe that if there's another big correction like in March, that silver and gold will suffer again? And I've always said nothing goes straight up, and we learned that this year a couple times. Consider these purchasing opportunities. But remember, when we get some significant problems in the market, like when the COVID hit, it causes a lot of people and countries to liquidate and cover their losses of many times like over leverage. But consider this forced liquidation a good entry point. That's really what you got to do. And a lot of you have done that. I've, especially when I show you on some of these charts, I say, hey, this looks like a great entry point. I can't be 100% sure, but so far it looks like my chart is showing that, and it's been a very good timing vehicle. I did something myself this year on that timing vehicle and was very pleased with how it worked out. John Puckett, if you lock your dog and your wife in the trunk and come back a day later and open up, who's going to be happy to see you? I think gold and silver would do a lot better, but people and institutions are putting their money into Bitcoin. I've actually been kind of following this for a while, and I think we have two classes of people. We have the uber rich, which I tend to follow because I am not necessarily uber rich, but I am somebody who likes to take only calculated risks. And I think that's the way the uber rich are. You have other people that are, we'll say, many cases, the dumb money, and they are going out swinging for the fence and not knowing how to do a portfolio. Look, I got no problem if you want to go play into some of this crypto stuff, but you better treat it like a micro miner, and a little dab will do you. Don't go hog wild. Kind of like the silver, same thing. A little dab will do you, because the way this thing spikes up, you will not have time to get out, and you better be selling when it goes parabolic. So I put together something specifically talking about this because I wanted to show you the folks that have been investing smart money, I call it, and investing in tangible assets. Again, Bitcoin is not a tangible asset. And so that's what this show was about. A few years ago, this one had caught my eye, and I don't know why this particular page kind of cuts off here, but this was in actually it shows 2011. I thought there was a newer one in 2016. But anyways, this caught my eye way back when gold was starting to go up significantly. But University in Texas had nearly $1 billion in gold bars in New York City. And this started really opening up some people's eyes about corporations and such that were starting to really diversify out of the dollar. And I found this to be really probably one of the larger amounts that was kind of interesting. But their particular endowment funds is 17.2 billion, and they were talking about the types of things that they invested in. But gold just happened to be one of those. So I just thought you should be aware that that is out there, and that's a key information. The other thing was, this is the 5 billionaires turned to gold as an investment, and they even tell why. So the first one was Warren Buffett, and Warren, it's kind of interesting because he was maybe recognized the fact that gold has performed 6 times better than the markets since 2000, and 3.5 times better than his own Berkshire Hathaway shares. So I went ahead and just did a quick chart here, and I did this roughly since 2000. Here's the S&P 500. Now the S&P 500 on this particular chart does not include dividends. So this would have a little bit better performance, but not necessarily significantly better. But you can see where silver is and where gold is over this time period. So right now, this would say S&P was probably better than 167%, but silver was 400%, but gold was 570%. So this is something the billionaires look at, and they also look at the volatility of gold versus the volatility of silver, and they say this is like a no-brainer. We're going to go buy the gold, even though occasionally you get this blow off top on silver, but this is like an impossible trade. You have very little time to make decisions here. So that's what they do, and that's the way I do. I want a more predictable return. Now, I get a little bit of the silver, but I got mostly the gold. So that's the way I play the game. In fact, I don't show the platinum on here, but I've got a speculation. So we say 70% gold, 20% silver, 10% platinum at this time. So let's go to the next one. And by the way, Warren invested $564 million in Barrick Gold this year. So he moved into the miners, not just, so he's not buying the pet rock gold only. He's buying something that's going to pay him. So that's why he's got into Barrick Gold. And also leverage. Ray Dalio, and he recommends gold investing over stocks and 400 million in gold. And they talk about all the different things he's doing, but he's hedging himself, and it's something that all these guys understand why they're doing it. It's again, it's kind of a calculated risk. In fact, he's talking about cash is trash. Okay, get your damn money out of cash. You better only have a small amount, because you're getting destroyed right now with the way the dollar, it's got nowhere to go but down. I don't know who this guy is, Naguib Sawiris. So it's Egypt's wealthiest family, built in telecom industry, and he's now investing in gold. Half his net worth, 5.7 billion at the time, in gold in 2018. He believed gold prices would increase to 1800 shortly. Well, guess what? He made it in 2018. Just think about that. In 2 years, he met his goal. So he started at 1300 and he's there. And by the way, this is when I piled in as well. It was towards the end of 2018, August, September, I think it was. Same thing. It has been a phenomenal investment for extremely low risk. Sam Zell enters gold investing for the first time in his life. So 1968, real estate mogul Sam Zell started Equity Group Investments. And this guy's after my own heart. I'm a real estate guy myself, but you got to hedge yourself. So his net worth is 4.8 billion. Let's see, what's the number that he did? So Sam kind of felt that gold mining production had peaked, and he felt that this was like a peak gold point where it had flatlined, and he felt this was like the opportune time to get into miners, and you're going to see tremendous leverage with this. So that's what he did. Paul Singer recommends gold as an investment. Hedge fund magnate Paul Singer, 3.6 billion. He believes gold is one of the most undervalued assets available, and he sent that to his investors. Well, I guess that's the fifth one. So anyways, that's the 5 billionaires, and there's more than this that I've seen over and over again, but this was a fairly recent article from October. And I just want you to realize that this is something that I listen to when billionaires are doing things. These are smart people. They have had their wealth, in many cases, generations in their family. And we're going to have to occasionally kind of go back over this to remind you why we're doing what we're doing. There's a lot of folks that just love their silver. And by the way, I don't love gold, I don't love silver, I don't love platinum, I don't love miners. To me, it's a vehicle. This is the time that I'm investing because there was a sea change in the stock market, and I took advantage of knowing that it was time to rotate from overvalued to undervalued, and that's the way you play the game. So maybe in 10 years, I don't know what day it's going to be, what year it's going to be, but maybe in 10 years, gold and miners are going to be overvalued, and I'll rotate into something else, which is likely going to be blue chip, world dominator, dividend type stocks. I won't know till we get there what it's going to be. It may be a mix of real estate again. We may have another opportunity for real estate in a few years. Considering COVID laid off a bunch of people, we're going to see short sales and foreclosures, but it takes years for those to clear out. So there may be opportunities here for that as well. So anyways, that is the summary for the day. Oh, one more thing. Oh, everybody keeps telling me about cryptos. Well, be careful, folks. There are a lot of people out there saying, look, give me your money. God, that's the biggest thing in the world. Everybody wants your money. I tell you that over and over again. Everybody wants your money. But here's some folks, some bad actors that exploited some folks from mainly churches, it seemed like, got them greedy, and they've lost millions apparently. $28 million Ponzi scheme related to cryptos and other currencies trading. So just be aware, there's always folks out there that will take advantage of you, but I don't know if they're ever going to get their money back. That's the beautiful thing of cryptos. You can wash that money and it's gone. So I don't know how that's going to work. But anyways, that was another thing came across my desk. Again, I thank all my subscribers and members especially, and hope we have a fantastic year this year, just like we did last year. All right, God bless. I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.